Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonka. How do we do it? I'm really thinking about using this more often because this is basically I'm using QuickTime Player because the photo booth doesn't work very well. It's anyway. Strike the blood. This was episode 17. This one, not as crazy as the last two episodes have been. Because when we had the episode, last week's episode was insane. Just like that whole thing with it was like unbelievable. This one, not really a lot happened. It was pretty much just, we had the beginning part. We had Yuma's mother being confronted by these guys from the library. I think those are the people. The library, I think, is where the witches are from, or it's like an organization. And what ends up happening is they confront her and tell her, about 10 years ago, she did something 10 years ago, supposedly. And that's why they're there, to stop her from doing it. And they were going to tell her to give it back to her, the grimoire. And she just basically destroyed their books they had and just annihilated them. That was the beginning part of it. But majority of the episode, this was really just kind of a chase scene. That's all this really was. But before that happens, we have Cujo. He's okay. He was hungry. Oh my God. He's hungry. He basically gets his food, and they're watching the TV, and they see Asagi with this little girl. Not really a big surprise here. The little girl is Natski. Not really a big surprise. I mean, I think it was said in the previous episode that she transported herself somewhere, and her fucking nose. Anyway, transported herself, and she reverted herself to a child's form. Now, one of the people from the prison noticed this, and it's this guy who apparently has a fire spirit in his body. That was weird, but yeah, basically he has a fire spirit in his body. She gets a phone call, Asagi, from Cujo about it, and saying about how, this little girl, and they're basically stating it was Natski, and basically the whole gist was that if not the first person child Natski would bump into, she'd consider their mother. That's basically how it was done when she, did the whole thing. So that's essentially what goes down there. And after that, we have them running away from this guy, using fire on them and shit. And it's like it's pretty intense until she uses that phone she has. It's that AI. It helps her escape and gets her to the gate that has the soldiers at, the guards. And along with the guards is Astarte, the homunculus. And she ends up fighting the guy, drains him all his fire spirit, pretty much, and pretty much takes him out. And when he drains him, that purple thing comes out. It's like, ah! And he gets sent back to the Shadow Realm. No, gets sent back to the prison. Now after that, thinking they're safe, another person shows up. It's this one, this other wizard, well, witch, who apparently Asagi knows about. It's this diva girl or something, and she apparently is legendary. Well, she uses her. She's got basically this whip. And she uses it to control the men there, and it attacks the homuncular, Astarte. And it looks bad, the situation, but then out of nowhere comes Ancestor of the First Progenitor. Yo, he was dirty. Yo, he was real dirty in this episode. I was bugging out on this other shit. Cause she attempts to take control of his familiar. And it doesn't really bat an eye. And then she tries to attack him, and he brings out this other familiar that OMG on this familiar. It just swarms her. And it's like these snakes on all top of her, and they're biting her and choking her. I was like, and she's screaming. I was like, yo. The Ancestor of the First Progenitor doesn't play any games, man. He'll fucking kill you. Torture you. That was real grimy what he did. It was so dirty. Like, so dirty. But yeah, and then at that moment, Cujo shows up and he's like, stop doing that, you won already. It was kind of funny. But yeah, more or less, 4 out of 5 for this one. And of course, after that happened, the first progenitor, Ancestor, he basically telling Cujo, wants to make a deal. Because he says to him that he's injured still. Cujo's still injured. Do you really expect to, protect them? So he offers to take them to his boat, so to speak. And Asagi wants to go with him. So that's what ends on happening there. Now, the thing with, you go back to Yuma's mother, and apparently she's doing something to the school. See, I couldn't understand what she was trying to do. She's putting these curses. She's like rewriting the grimoire under their school. A school that, Cujo and everybody go to. And this guy shows up who's one of the prisoners and says, why to her, you don't have any handcuffs on. And apparently the reason for this is she has the key to get out of the prison. Big surprise there. And apparently, he's not what he seems. Apparently, he's from the Lion King organization. And she tries to use her night thing again. He gets rid of it. I was like, oh shit. So this is basically a standoff between these two. Basically, his reasoning was something to do with his experiment, or her experiment. He wanted to be part of it. And the last thing you see is that the whole building is purple with the curses and shit. And then we go back to the lab where Yuma is, and she wakes up. And that's the end of the episode. So overall, this is really just, they're just fighting the wizards that are chasing them. Cujo's going to take to the first progenitor, and so the first progenitor's boat. Yuma's situation also was stated in this, that in order for her to get better, they need to get a witch to help her. So Natski's going to have to do something to help her once they get her back in her regular body. Go back from a child to normal Natski, where she has her powers. So that's basically the story there. And the next week's episode, pretty much, it seems Himuragi's going to be involved. She's going to be fighting too. Fighting another one of the wizards, which is prisoners. And trying to protect Natski. So this is probably going to end with them defeating the wizards. I'm going to say that right now. The witches and everything. and they're gonna go against Yuma's mother. That's my proclamation on it. Because the whole thing that's weird, though, maybe you guys can explain this to me. The guy that's going up against Yuma's mother, if he's from the Lion King organization, why was he in the prison? That I didn't understand. I didn't understand that part. That was like, why is, you know? But good episode, 4 out of 5, like I said. Not as good as last week. Last week was a lot better. Hopefully, I want to see what the story is with Cujo's sister and with her having a familiar inside of her body. That whole thing explained to a certain extent. But this was a good episode. Just not as great as last week. You know. At least from my point of view. You know, reasonings behind that, obviously. Because that whole reveal last week was like, damn. You know? But hopefully when this whole thing is, you know, we'll get some answers on that. That's all I pretty much got for you guys. Bonkai 922. See you guys later. Yo, listen. Yuma's mother. She's a bitch. She's a bitch. Need to burn. Don't even put her in prison anymore. They shouldn't. What they need to do is they need to kill her. I know it's a horrible thing to say, but she's a bitch, you know. She's just a bitch, man. Oh, she's a bitch. But anyway, that's what I got for you guys. Bonkai 922. I will see you guys later. A lot of still videos to do. But as far as reviews are concerned, not that many. For my channel. It's only really 2. Not including One Piece. So, yeah, look forward to that. I'm Bonkai 922. I will see you guys later. Peace.